Hey guys, what is up? It is Danlags, and welcome back to episode 154 of Constructing Los Angeles. How is everybody doing? We are back in the city today. Well, not quite. We're a little bit outside the city right now, kind of on the highway going into the city. So, this is what I've been working on the last couple of days in between episodes, everybody. I was actually expanding this highway. So, we used to have a highway down here that was 2 lanes, and it was kind of like a one-way road. It was like a 2-way road, like a normal road, but now I've turned it into a 5-lane highway that kind of runs through the city. So, I guess if you look at a map, it would probably be going southbound, I guess, technically. Yeah, it would be, this is a southbound highway, so we'll call it, LD 86 South or something like that. I don't know. We'll have to think of a better name than that. But anyway, once you kind of fly down, you get to these exit points, and I'll tell you what, building roads with exits and trying to make them like really realistic is kind of a task. It is not easy. So here's what I did, guys. I had to do a lot of playing around with this. This took a long time. If you get off in the left lane, you kind of, well, you're in this lane, you gotta, put your blinker on. Well, technically you don't have to. You can kind of just drive right through. But if you want to get into, the left lane on this road, you got to turn your blinker on, or just don't turn your blinker on and, don't turn it on. But anyway, that's not the point. We're not talking about, I'm not giving you tips on how to drive here, but basically, this road will, you can get off on that exit, you can come down over here, and eventually that's going to be going down to our pier. Obviously, we have our beach area here, and then you can turn onto this road, which then becomes a one-way road, because I'm going to have a 2-way road. I don't know why I keep saying one-way. I'm going to have a light right here, so basically, people will be coming out of this road, and they can choose to either turn here, go down that street, or go straight. People here can choose to only go right, because you can't obviously turn into a one-way road. And then people coming from this direction can obviously turn left. So that's the kind of weird, unorthodox intersection I'm going to build right here. So I'm going to have a bunch of different stoplights that I'm going to add eventually. And then you obviously can continue that down to the city. On the contrary, the other side, we have something that's kind of bizarre, but it was really the only option that I had. Basically, you get off here, take the exit on the right side, and this is automatically a 2-way road. So this is the desert street, obviously, and what I did was I actually closed it off over here, kind of like made like an artificial landslide or something like that. So I put some sand and kind of like closed off this road and then made it so this road is curving into the tunnel. The reason why I did this is because, first of all, I wanted the desert to be a little bit isolated from like the nice neighborhood of Los Angeles, because literally you could drive straight through the desert, not even like a mile away. It's like the nicest neighborhood in the world for suburban areas. So I kind of wanted to make it a little bit more secluded and closed off. So basically, when you're getting off to the desert exit, you're just basically coming over here to go to the trailer park, the Block 12 mining company, and then I'm most likely going to add some like run-down fast food restaurant and maybe a gas station in this area, and that's what I'm going to be working on. So anyway, back over here, basically, the highway just runs through, and I nearly just got struck by lightning. That would have been bad. The highway runs through, 3 blocks wide, and it just goes all the way down. It's been converted all the way through. So, and obviously you can just follow it right through the city. So, of course it is raining. It's pretty much an episode, like a thing that happens pretty much every episode. It's really starting to piss me off, quite honestly, because like every episode I have to cut for 10 minutes to get through this rain. But I'm gonna do that in a second, guys, and I'm gonna come right back, and we're gonna start working on the stadium a little bit more. Jeez, these lightning strikes are lethal. All right, everybody, new rule on LD starting right now. So, since I think it's been like 3 or 4 episodes in a row where I've been interrupted by rain mid-episode, so here's the plan, guys. I'm going to turn off daylight cycle, or turn it on, I guess, and just let the sun run through, and I'll just sleep off the nights, because I'm not gonna, keep having to interrupt myself, with having to cut the video and wait for the rain to go away. So until they add a weather toggle to the game, I'll just go back to normal before daylight cycle came out. Because it's frustrating. Let's just say it. Let's just be honest with ourselves right now. It was frustrating. So, yeah, let me see. I'm in Stadium, guys. I was working on this right here for a second. So I'm trying to figure out if this tree idea that I proposed last episode is a good idea. I've thought about a whole bunch of different ways to do it, and I'm starting to think that it's not going to work. So this tree idea most likely won't happen. If it does happen, it'll probably be on the outside of the stadium. Like, I'll put the trees out here somewhere. I don't see myself finding a way to add a tree in here. It's gonna be tricky. It doesn't really make sense with this up here and this down here. It's just really complicated. there's still a possibility it might work, but I'm not going to work on it this episode, guys. I still need some more time. But anyway, what I was working on was this part right here. I'm trying to figure out how to connect this properly, because like I kind of changed this over here a little bit, so it's a little bit different. Obviously, this upper deck, you know, kind of connected around, which was not here before. And I'm trying to figure out how to connect this space. You know, I was thinking about doing just what I did over here and just connecting the, you know, just having the upper deck go all the way around like a ring. I'm still considering doing that, but I also think that I might just, you know, leave this particular area of seats kind of by itself, because it is accessible. You know, obviously from last episode we were working, and you know, you can just walk right up these stairs and turn the corner and then go down here, and you can get to these seats just fine. You know, my number one goal is just to make sure all the seats are accessible before we do anything else. But anyway, let's work on this over here real quick. I was working on this, you know, while I was waiting for the rain to go away, so we'll kind of continue my thought on this right now. So I'm gonna get out some grass and some things that I need. Guys, I just want to let you guys know real quick, the support on last episode was absolutely unbelievable, guys. Thank you very much. That was really great. Anyway, what I want to do today is I just want to kind of continue to work on the stadium, whether I make a lot of progress or not. You know, it's hard to make a lot of progress on a big build like this, because you got to put it in perspective on how much work it is. But I'll you know, work on it as much as I can. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this, because I have it like at a certain point here. So it's 2 blocks above this. I know this is a really awkward transition right here from the snow to the light gray wool. I'm gonna fix that. Don't worry about that. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks up here. So I already got 3 here. So I'm gonna add 1 more like this. So here we go. Let's kind of get this filled in like that. There we go. All right, and then right here there needs to be, I'm kind of just switching out a little bit of this to like better blocks than what it was before. Obviously, a lot of this was still natural texture pack adapted, so kind of sucks, but I'm just gonna just kind of slowly but surely make it worth the whole thing. And now I could come back through and replace every snow block in the stadium with light gray wool. I'm not doing that. There's no chance I'm doing that. Just for the, I mean, I could do it in terms of like, you know, it would make the stadium look a lot better in the city texture pack, but just for the possibility of a new texture pack coming out in the future where light gray wool doesn't apply, which I think might happen. You know, if you think about it, what other texture pack have you ever seen where light gray wool, you know, looked like white wool? You know, there's no other texture packs like that. So I don't want to go too all out on the light gray wool on this stadium, because I know if a new texture pack comes out that's better than the city, you know, light gray wool most likely won't be a usable block anymore, and I'll be kind of like in a predicament. So that's the plan. You know, you kind of just have to think about these kind of things, because you never know, like when a texture pack comes out, what blocks are going to be weird and what blocks aren't, because it's kind of just like a mixed toss-up, you know, half the time. So yeah, that's kind of like my plan for this. Obviously, it also takes a ton of time to replace every block in the stadium, so that's another reason. But yeah. So I'm kind of going to fill this in here, and this is my plan, just to kind of close off this space. I got to get some snow out. You know, part of it's snow, part of it's not. It's really random. I'm going to have to decide whether I want like it just to be 1 full block and just go with the snow, or do I want to have little parts of it be not snow? Because I honestly kind of like how it's like a whiter color here, a little bit more textured, and then it's a little bit smoother and slightly less white with this one. I kind of like that little connection of textures personally, so I don't have a real big problem with that. Wait, hold on, that's not right. It's different over here. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're gonna have to solve, it's better over here. Let's see, we got 1 block coming out from here, then 2, and then 3, and then 4. Okay, let's just change this real quick, because I didn't realize it was like this. Actually, how does this work? It's 2 blocks wide here on this side, so that would go right here, right? Right? Yeah. So how many blocks wide is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. Hold on. I think I made it 5 blocks wide on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Huh, that's weird. Okay, well, I'll fix that later, but should I just turn this one into a 5 block wide? That's also a possibility. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think I'll just turn this one into a 5 block wide. So I'll keep this one over here the way it is. I'll change that later. All right, so anyway, let's get this going here. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. All right, so let's fill this in. Yeah, adding a little bit of curve to the corner of the stadium can never hurt. So we're going to do that. Wait a minute. I'm so confused right now. Why is that extended out one? Oh, wait, did I do that on a wrong block? Oh, come on, Dan. Pay attention to what you're doing. Wrong block. I gotta put this on one block in. So I messed that up. Wait, hold on. No. What if I kept it like that? Sorry, guys. Sorry about all the weird talk and thinking. I'm just trying to get some stuff done. Sometimes there's just certain things that, you know, I just gotta do. And it might not be the best thing for building, trying to talk, because I'm just trying to think about it. So bear with me, guys. Sorry about this. Alright, what I'm doing right now, just to explain to all y'all folks, is I'm just extending this one block here. So it's 5 blocks out. This helps a little bit because it kind of gets rid of this little weird connection here. But then it creates one here. Ooh. Should I compromise and go like this? Sometimes the little things are the things that take the longest because they're tiny and you got to figure them out. Yeah, that's better. Let's do that. Okay, so we're gonna move everything one block this direction if I could place the blocks right. So that whole thing is going to come in one extra block there. That's fine. Okay, and then I can fix that later, or I could just kind of leave it like that, how it kind of curves. Who knows? But I'll leave that in it for now. Let me fix this here before we do anything else. I'm breaking blocks I don't want to break. Ugh. Alright, we got to get to question of the day in a minute here. So we'll get to that in just a second, everybody. Let's get this kind of filled in first, though. Alright, so that looks good. Let's do the same thing on this side. You can turn this in one block. Why is it doing that? Oh, because it's... okay, yeah, I remember. Because it's 4 blocks there. I got to make sure I change that later. Look at that snow grass. Alright, there we go. That's perfect. So, we finally got this figured out here. That's great. Okay. So, let's get this filled in there. Wait, is that how that works? No, that's not right. That's right. Okay, so, basically, here's my plan for the stadium, guys. I still need to add, like, the interior, like, add all the food courts and stuff like that. Bathrooms, all that stuff. I got to finish up the press boxes. I'm going to redo the awning, possibly make it a domed stadium. It's unlikely just because of that. That's going to be hard to make a dome over. And then I have to do the locker rooms and things like that and kind of just fill in the rest of the space. Just add more detail to it. So it's getting there. It's not quite there yet, but, you know, we're working on it. But anyway, guys, I'm going to fly back over to where we started the video. I'll see you guys there. All right, everybody. So we're back over by the first highway on the world. And I just want to work on a few things on this highway right now before we conclude today's episode. And I'll also answer the question of the day. So the first thing I want to do is I want to add exit signs. I want to add like the big green signs that you see on the side of the highways to indicate where you have to get off, you know, for yourself. So I'm going to add a few of them. The first one I'm going to add is going to be like over here somewhere on the right side. And I'm going to add an exact same one on the left side. So I'll probably go like right here. I'm going to add like a little cobblestone wall coming up, or a little cobblestone block thing. Kind of like that. Just have that run up. Not sure how high this is going to go. Probably like right there is pretty good. Something like that. Let me just take a look at that. That's not bad. So let me push this in a couple blocks. And basically all I'm going to do is just go like 2 blocks in and then go like that. And then I'm going to have like maybe a 3 or 4, maybe even 5 block wide sign over the highway here. 3 by 5 possibly. Big sign over the highway. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, and then I'm going to put some quartz on top and the bottom. Just like a little line it real quick with some quartz. Like this. And this is going to be our exit sign for the next exit. So, obviously I could put some signs on there. You know, I'll put like next exit, blah, 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 desert road or whatever. I still have to name the desert. Something like that. So that'll be that. That's kind of like my design for this. I would like to make a little bit better of a connection here. Possibly even just do that. That might be better. And I could put a little slab on top of that. Let's see. Let's do that. That looks pretty good. Yeah, that's perfect. I can connect that with an anvil to the road. I want to add like bar rails or guardrails to the side of the highway. Obviously, those are important. But that looks pretty good as our little exit sign. I like that. That's going to be cool. And I'm going to add another one on the other side of the highway. So we're going to put another one exactly the same on the other side. So I'll take this up. And while I'm doing this, guys, I'm going to answer the question of the day. So let me go ahead and take a look at the question. So today's question of the day comes from Jose. And his question is, hashtag question of the day, Dan, in case of a zombie apocalypse, what weapon would you choose and why? So thank you for the question, Jose. Let's go ahead and answer this one. Zombie apocalypse. You know, this is a pretty common question. People ask about this all the time. Like, I've heard like 100 people answer this question, I swear. It's kind of, you know, since zombies is such a huge thing in our society, you know, everybody loves zombie stuff. You know, The Walking Dead, you got Call of Duty zombies. Everybody loves zombies. And I gotta say, if I'm choosing a zombie weapon, I gotta channel my inner zombie slayer in Call of Duty. And I gotta go with the ray gun. No doubt about it. I mean, that doesn't exist in real life, but, you know, anything's possible when it comes. If a zombie apocalypse can happen, you know, it's possible that I could find a ray gun, maybe like NASA or something like that. So, if I had a ray gun and I could just hop up on my roof and just, you know, do a little bit of camping out, you know, lighten up some zombies with a ray gun, you know, that sounds like a pretty decent time. You know, obviously I would need to do a little bit of training as well, kind of run them in circles. Now, unless these are like World War Z zombies, then that might be a different story. But, you know, Call of Duty zombies, honestly, don't seem that threatening, gonna be honest, after all my time playing Call of Duty. But I would definitely use a ray gun, no doubt about it. How awesome would it be to do pew some zombies with a ray gun? That would be great. So thank you very much for the question, Jose. Of course, you guys know the drill. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Question of the day. And now we have 2 of these signs here, which is cool. So you're coming down the main highway here, and you can choose where you want to get off. I'm also going to put a sign that says, like, go straight. In fact, what if I actually connected these all the way across the highway? Because you see this all the time. You see them connect all the way across the highway. You see them connect on just one side. It's really random. So I'm thinking about connecting them all the way across the highway here. So what if I opened up a block right here? Go 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that should line up down here as well. Just trying to make it symmetrical right in the middle of the highway. So another 3x5 sign. The one in the middle tells you to keep straight for LD or something like that, or the LD highway. I still haven't technically made an exit off of this highway. Like, if you keep driving straight right through here, you technically can't get into LD just yet. It's really not possible, but that looks pretty good, right, guys? I like that. Not bad at all. So, and that might actually unintentionally be really symmetrical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so it's 5 blocks on each one. So that kind of worked out perfect. That's great. So I'm going to drive up a little bit, and I'm going to add another exit. So we're going to do pretty much the exact same thing, like just moved up a little bit. And for this one, I'm not going to have it connect all the way across the highway, though. So that's going to be a different story. So let me take a look. We're on 78. That's perfect. And we got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3x5. So this is something I've wanted to add on the world for so long, because it adds a lot of detail to the world. And then I obviously want to come back in later and fill this whole thing with some cars. Maybe do some artificial car crashes to make it really realistic. I can add a bunch of things, like billboards, like exit signs, like in terms of, you know, what food is at which exit. Like, so you go, like, take this exit for Bone Meal Apartments or McDonald's or Outback Steakhouse or whatever. You know what I mean? Like all the restaurants I built in the world. Even Papa's Pizzeria, I think is what we called that. I can't remember the name. It might have been Papa's Bistro. No. There's a Dan's Bistro. I know there's a Dan's Bistro underneath one of the apartment buildings, and I think we called that Papa's Pizzeria, right on the other side of the street from the McDonald's. I'm pretty sure that's what that's called. I have to go back and check the name of the video. It might be like Papa's Trattoria or something. I don't even know. But yeah, I'll have to go check that. Papa Lags, of course. You have to give Papa Lags something on the world. All right, so we have 2 more exit signs. This one is just like the final sign. Like, this is where you know, Michelle on your GPS is really going to start yelling at you. You need to get off here. This is the final, like, warning sign to get off. Like, obviously, if you're in this lane, you got to get the hell out of this lane so you don't actually get off in the boonies. And then the same thing goes for this side, so that's cool. I also have to add a stop sign over here, because if you're coming back from the boonies trying to get back on the highway, I have like kind of like a stop sign here, and you have to wait for cars to kind of, you know, have an opening so you can get back onto the highway here. It's a little bit dangerous, because normally when you have a ramp onto a highway, you just kind of like yield, and you have to kind of, you don't have to come to a complete stop, but I had to make an exception here just for like the lack of space that I have in this world. So I had to kind of cramp everything in and kind of make like everything miniature size, just for the limitations of Xbox sizes seeds. So I'm going to add a stop sign here, right here. So actually, you know what? Let's make this stop sign a little bit more fancy, because this is LD. Let's go ahead and get out some. I actually got to go back and check to see how I did stop signs back over in the regular part of the city. I don't even remember. I think they're pretty fancy though. I'm pretty sure I use like the whole 9 yards here. I use like cobblestone walls, anvils, red wool, probably even some carpets on top of that. Let's go do a quick check, because I know for a fact that there's a a stop sign like right over here somewhere. So let's go check that real quick. Yeah, right over here. There's definitely a stop sign somewhere. Okay, maybe not. There's no stop sign here. You calling all stop signs in LD. Oh, I think I did have stop signs here at one point, and then I got rid of them. Oh, there's one. Aha. I found you. All right, what did I use for this? Okay, just one cobblestone wall. And, well, this one's not a cobblestone wall. You're out of place, bud. And I didn't even put the signs that actually says stop on these. I'm probably never going to actually need them anyway, because this is going to be another intersection. I don't know. I'm getting so confused. I got to, like, Google these things and see how they actually look. It's like, it's weird, because, like, I drive, like, every single day, and it's like I don't even remember this stuff. But anyway, let's fly back over here. I got to figure out this mountain, because we have, like, this little, like, creek in the middle. This little ravine or whatever. And there's, like, a lava pit. This has been here since, like, day one. I think somebody came in and added, like, random diamond assortments. Little diamond ores. But I might extend the size of this mountain, make it a little bit taller, because right now it just gets completely one-upped by the Alpine Mansion. No, the Eclipse Tower. All right, let's go back over here. This already adds a lot of character to this highway. Once we add some cars, it's going to look awesome. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, yes. We're going to add a stop sign. So I think I'll just go simple with the stop sign. Just do that, and then we'll put the stop there later. But yeah, this is pretty nice. And I want to add a tree here. I was thinking about possibly adding a tree here, like a really tall tree. I was just thinking of the logistics of it. Like, do I want a tree here kind of potentially blocking the view of the person waiting here trying to get back on the highway? Especially if it's like an RV or like a monster truck that doesn't quite have the acceleration speed. You got to really hurry up. I'm still considering turning this a little bit and like curving this and making it into like a yield instead of a stop. Because right now it's a little bit unrealistic. But, you know, you got to just do what you can. But I really like the way this turned out. I worked on this for a couple hours the other night. And it really adds to this. And plus the... one of my favorite parts of the world, obviously, having like the nice like LD sign here, inspired by, you know, the Hollywood sign up on the hills. I just think that's really cool when you're kind of like driving into the city. It kind of has that sign there. It's all coming together pretty good, everybody. But anyway, that's where I'm going to conclude today's episode, guys. I know we didn't get a lot done physically on the episode. I'm in that transition period, guys, where I'm trying to get stuff done that might not be the most entertaining things in the world, but you know, I still appreciate the support that you guys give on the series. One thing I do need to continue to work on here on this highway is I'm adding these walls here that are going to run all the way across. Probably have them maybe 2 or 3 blocks tall that have like slabs over them. And this is just going to be kind of like so you don't go flying off into the water next to it. So, but I really like what I did with this highway. And I'm just going to continue to work on everything. Xbox Live is still being shoddy. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching the video. Give it a like if you did enjoy it. I will see you guys on 155 in a few days. But until then, guys, the sun is setting in LD, which means it is time for me to go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace out.